Well, with roughly 8,000 people under evacuation orders in BC, the need for shelters and relief is growing. The Salvation Army in Vernon is offering support services for people who have had to flee their homes. Ron Cartmell is a major with the Salvation Army, and he joins me now. Thank you so much for taking time to chat with us. Your work is so critically important. Can you start by just giving us a sense of what the past few days have been for you and your staff and trying to help people?
Well, we're very grateful for, members of our church congregation and our volunteers that have helped serve coffee, give a bottle of cold water, and just be that listening ear to the people that some have had devastating news that their homes are gone. Others are saying, don't know if our home is gone. Others are saying, okay, I think I can go back soon. When can I go back? I don't. The ESS team here has done a tremendous job of helping people find accommodation and things like that for the short term. But people are resilient. Unfortunately, this isn't the first time. This seems to happen far too regularly in this part of the province.
Ron, we always, regardless of the disaster, hear about the resilient population. We know that people are getting help and that they're strong, but you must be experiencing moments where people just can't take the additional stress, the worry. What are some of the stories you're hearing from people as you hand out those bottles of water?
Well, and sometimes you just pass out a bottle of water and all of a sudden the tears come. And they just need somebody to tell their story to. And so, just being there is, I think for some is very, very helpful. But it is challenging, especially the uncertainty. Is my house there? When do I get to go back? When do I at least find out for sure? And so emotionally, it's just exhausting.
I mean, I can only imagine. We know that there's, from the provincial officials, saying 5,700 people being supported by ESS, people like yourself helping out, volunteering to ensure, there is a bit of support there. What are some of the challenges you and your team are facing?
It's an interesting question. I want to say the business community has been incredibly supportive, and my phone rings constantly. How can we help? How can we help? How can we help? And so whether it's a business bringing in a pallet of water or somebody just dropped off cases and cases of granola bars and things like that. When you've stood in line for 3 hours and somebody says, well, the Salvation Army has food outside, you're not going to leave your spot in line just to get something. So we work the lines and just encourage people. The community has been very generous in donating all types of things, whether it's diapers or baby formula and things like that. And we're at the point that I'm not sure we can handle much more. So if people really wanted to support, the work of the Salvation Army, probably a financial donation is the easiest way, so then we can put the money where it is best used, best needed.
That's great information, because often people will want to drop something off, to cook something, to share, but you're saying let's change what we're doing and change the way people are choosing to support. I'm curious with you, have you done this sort of work before? You said earlier that this isn't the first time that people in BC have had to deal with evacuation orders and wildfires and the stress.
Well, the people in the Vernon and Kelowna area have had to deal with wildfires just because, of our lack of moisture and everything else that's been happening in our province. And unfortunately, I have been involved with wildfires, whether in Kelowna or whether in Fort McMurray, just, where the Salvation Army has placed me over the years. Yeah, this is not the first opportunity I've had to serve in this capacity.
And are you learning how to deal with the stress and how to connect with people a little bit more? That must be a bit of a challenge to not take that home with you at night.
Well, you know what? You just, you put a smile on your face and you do what's needed. because, I think I might be tired, but I have so much to be grateful for. I'm not walking in the shoes of the people that have lost everything.
Ron Cartmell, we need more people like you handing out water and chatting with people in those lines to make sure they have at least one smiling face to greet them. Thank you so much for your time. That is Major Ron Cartmell. He is with the Salvation Army in Vernon, British Columbia. Thanks so much.
Thank you.